Post-war reflections. We should make our own water arrangements. Najamus Saqib, July 28th, 2025. Somewhere near the Foreign Office, a group of retired Pakistani ambassadors convened to discuss the country's pressing challenges, particularly in the aftermath of the recent military confrontation with India. The objective was to formulate recommendations for the government amid escalating regional tensions. A key focus was deciphering the Trump administration's unpredictable policies and their implications for Pakistan. The refined setting, surrounded by the understated elegance of a polished mahogany table, reminded the participants of the significance of today's discussion. The moderator opened the session by emphasizing the need for honest self-assessment. While we deliberate on aligned solutions, we must also examine where our past guidance fell short. Perhaps such introspection could prove beneficial for the next generation of diplomats as well. First, Ambassador, let's get to the point. Sir, India cannot digest its recent defeat. Let them go ahead with their plans on the treaty. We should make our own water arrangements. In fact, it is a blessing in disguise, you know. No need to involve China at this stage. We will fix them again when the time comes. How I wish I was in New York pleading our case. Moderator, I think the one presently in New York is doing a fine job, is not he? Second Ambassador, India is a known adversary. Our real challenge is President Trump's erratic foreign policy. The whole of Europe is saying that he is a disaster for the world. Secondly, how do we respond when diplomacy is replaced by missile strikes? What role can the Foreign Office play? Third Ambassador, Trump is the United States President elected by Americans. Our disapproval is irrelevant. We must engage him proactively. Remember, he is the most powerful man on planet Earth. Whether you like it or not, that is the reality. Instead of wasting our time waiting for his impeachment, we should accept him as such and deal with him proactively. Even if he shifts positions hourly, similarly, we must not keep praying for Modi's exit. Someone else will come in his place, and I assure you he will not be any different from him. It is not the Prime Minister, it is the mindset. Fourth Ambassador, I think instead of fixating on tariffs, we should boost exports to the United States by incentivizing large scale manufacturing industries and local traders. Fifth Ambassador, with Saudi Arabia likely to recognize Israel soon, we should be more worried about balancing our bilateral relations with the United States. We must strive to go beyond we must strive to go beyond counterterrorism. Secondly, the biggest challenge seems to be keeping China on our side while not annoying the United States. Exports could be increased in due course of time. Sixth Ambassador, in our time, our voices were heard upstairs and diplomats used to shape foreign policy. Pakistani diplomats were known for grappling with complex challenges. Navigating turbulent waters was our hallmark. I remember the Prime Minister used to call me frequently and seek my advice on various national and diplomatic issues. Sadly, the present Foreign Office is merely a post office. Moderator, all of us know the kind of influence we had on important decisions. We were cogs in the state's machinery. One wonders what the Foreign Office would look like if they had made you SAPM, Special Advisor to Prime Minister or Foreign Affairs. As regards our role, well, all is not their fault. How many of us resigned when ignored? Just one in 78 years. Secondly, kindly understand that you are a retired now, seventh ambassador. I think the best way to deal with all these issues is to put our own house in order. We must fix governance, corruption, and nepotism first while bringing in some element of honesty in our dealings. Moderator, sarcastically, this is not Scandinavia, Excellency. Let's be realistic. Eighth Ambassador, how about scrutinizing what remains inside the box? Any idea why we have started choosing the lesser evil instead of selecting the best of the best? Secondly, nowhere in history has any government achieved prosperity without the active participation of their people. Do you see that happening in this country? Ask any educated young man which career he would like to go for. The standard answer would be any career but not here. Ninth Ambassador, Kashmir must remain our primary concern. There is a need to revisit Resolution 47 of 1948. We must push for United Nations Security Council action on Kashmir. Security Council action on Kashmir. Especially while chairing the council. Meanwhile, let's not ignore inflation at home and the problems of the common man in Pakistan. 10th Ambassador, it is easy to say we should do this or that when you are retired. Would you have done anything different while in service? Of course, Kashmir remains vital, but we must also counter India's false flags and water treaty violations. You just had a war with India. I think we should focus our attention more on practical suggestions and how best we can confront India diplomatically. Secondly, let us not forget that it was during your tenures that the financial privacy of this country was quietly pierced, resulting in the enormous mess we find ourselves in these days. Finally, a question, since when have you assumed the responsibility of a common man's spokesperson? I think right now you should be focusing more on your post retirement lucrative job rather than the common man's issues. Moderator, indeed, it was a fruitful discussion. Apparently, the battle between pragmatism and nostalgia for past influence continues. I am pleased to note that we are taking with us an overarching message. Accepting present constraints, let us craft a nimble, realistic foreign policy for Pakistan while addressing the country's internal decay. Thank you, Excellencies. Najamus Saqib, the writer, is a former ambassador of Pakistan and author of 8 books in 3 languages. He can be reached at Najamus Saqib 1960 @msn.com. Thank you.